when you align yourself with truth, truly, it is the truth that will set you free. And you came here to this planet to be free. You came here to be free to be yourself and to be free financially and to be free in love and to dance and live in the joy and glory that is meant for you. So today we have an opportunity to not be the ones blocking our own blessing. You've gotten great at divine working, but what about divine living? Welcome to the Divine Living Podcast. I'm your host, Gina DeVee. You're not alone in wanting more. And here at the Divine Living Podcast, you can expect to be part of conversations from women like us who unapologetically dream big and are obsessed with manifesting our most fabulous lives. The conversation starts now. Hey, everyone. Woo! We are going in deep today because I want every single one of you to be completely freed of any kind of stress, struggle, boring money or men stories. You know, money and men, they're kind of two of the biggest stories on the planet, and they're not meant to be. That's not spiritual guidance. There isn't any spiritual scripture out there that says you are supposed to struggle chronically year after year, month after month over worrying or stressing about finances or relationships. It's not the way we were designed, and it's not what our destiny is about. Yes, of course, there are normal life challenges that come into each and every one of our lives. None of us are exempt from that. However, there is in my opinion, an old, dusty, dead white man way of thinking about both of these subjects that we modern day women get to eradicate today. Because if you take a look at what's going on for you financially, if you are not in financial relaxation, it doesn't mean that there is anything wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you are left behind. It doesn't mean that you aren't meant for wealth and riches and the money to do what you are meant to do in the world. And there's something bigger. There's something greater. There is a way that with greater financial abundance coming into your life, that you can be a greater blessing in other people's lives as well. Because when you are struggling financially, by definition, you are self-obsessed and you're in survive mode. You can't be thinking about, how can I serve others? How can I help others? In what way am I meant to be a blessing to others today? Because you're like, do I have the money for groceries? And how am I going to pay rent? Or how am I going to make payroll? Or I can't stop working 20 hours a day if I don't have the money to hire this team member. And on and on and on the cycle goes. And then it gets so warped that even when the money does come in, you're so afraid that it won't continue to come in that you clench onto it and you hold on to it and you hold on to those credit cards and you hold on to the money in your bank accounts. And you act like you don't have the money even when you do. This is how warped all of this stuff gets. And then let's just journey on over, touch on the whole relationship department for a hot second. And the amount of, this one breaks my heart. I got a little more like fire in me over the money struggle because that was more my journey. And I get it. And I've been through all that and I know how you can get through it. I have many issues in my life and didn't have a lot of relationships in my life before Glenn. And Glenn is and remains the easiest part of my life. So it wasn't always that way. I went through some, boring drama that I've written about in my book and that kind of thing with men. But the older I get, and the more I see women doing it all, I see women being in relationships where they say, oh, my husband's supportive when he's not. And they're trying to make it that way. And they're trying to overcompensate and overcome. And then for all the single moms out there that I see just like working so hard with such great intentions because you want to like provide for your kids and you want a better life for yourself also. And like on some level, something's better, but you are exhausted and depleted. And then there's the relationships where it's, you don't want to bring up your big dreams and you don't want to talk about your big desires because it's just going to be met with opposition and resistance and where the home environment isn't a sanctuary. And And then there's plenty of you that have great relationships. So, you'll find your way with this. But my very, very strong intention today is that we women, we modern day queens, remember that we are queens, and we remember that we get to design our lives, and we remember that God wants the best for us in absolutely every single area of our life. And today that includes men and that includes money. So we're going to get ourselves lifted up out of any low vibe, scarcity, chronic old behaviors, generational curses, stuff that we saw our mothers and grandmothers go through, and stuff that we've taken on to believe, or stuff that we've let society make us believe that we can't have that much, or that it can't be that easy, or we can't be that supported. Because that mentality drains us. It gives us diagnosis. It sucks the life out of us, and it gets us to this place of exhaustion and emptiness where when you wake up, all you can think about is crying. Or if you can't cry when you wake up, then you go into the shower and then you just want to cry there. Or because you know that if you even let yourself think about what was actually going on, the waterworks you think just would never, ever stop. So then you just push it away and you try and numb it out, and you numb it out with food or busyness or distraction or just being there for everybody else, or alcohol or shopping or whatever the numbing technique is. And today I want to bring you back to your truth. I want to bring you back to your power. And your power is in the present moment. And your power comes from source. And when we stop looking for other people's rules to define how we get to live our lives and what we get to call in and the miracles that we get to experience, and rather instead look and listen with spiritual eyes, we will experience an entirely different reality. We will be at an entirely different vibration. We will be shining our light in an entirely different way. And it won't come from us being bored or exhausted or feeling left out or left behind, or thinking that other people have a more important destiny than us, or other people just got luckier, or other people are more blessed or more talented, or whatever the old stories are. Because when you align yourself with truth, truly, it is the truth that will set you free. And you came here to this planet to be free. You came here to be free to be yourself, and to be free financially, and to be free in love, and to dance and live in the joy and glory that is meant for you. So today we have an opportunity to not be the ones blocking our own blessing. We are the ones that block our own blessing when we think that what's in front of us is fact. When we look at our bank accounts and think that that is the reality, and that that's all that's there, and that that's always going to be there. When we are in the constant struggle and the constant turmoil and just recycling all the old conversations that don't work in relationship, or if you're not in a relationship and you're telling yourself that story that you're never going to find the one, or that relationships are about sacrifice, or whatever all that stuff is. When we are more committed to the disbelief of what we desire than the belief that what we desire is actually coming, we are the ones blocking our own blessing. And that's not what any one of us want. And I get it. It like when those clouds of doom and gloom settle in, when it seems like you just can't get a win, when you keep picking yourself up and putting a smile on your face. And I heard Real Talk Kim say recently, when you put that smile on your face, but there's no joy. There's no joy. Like you just keep pushing. You just keep going through the motions. You keep somehow hoping that things are going to get better. But deep, deep, deep down in your heart, in the back of your mind, you're like just recycling and really afraid that it's never going to change, and it's always going to be like this. And this is as good as it gets, and your best days are behind you. That gets to change today, because freedom is a thought away. And when you remember truth, and when you hook into truth makes so much more sense. Why would a loving God, if that's what you believe in, it's what I believe in, why would a loving God want you to struggle financially? Why would a loving God create you And the likelihood that you have a life here on this planet is so minuscule. Why would you be created somebody who has never before existed and never again will in the way that you have shown up? Why would you be created to be in lack, to be hidden, to be invisible, to be mediocre, to be unloved, unsupportive, not living your best life? That only happens because we get what we believe. And society has convinced us that only certain people get to rise to the top, or that even when you get to the top, that it's lonely at the top, or that money is the root of all evil, and relationships are sacrificed, and all of the other untruth, unscriptural beliefs about both of these subjects. And you're smarter than that. You're better than that. Your soul has its own conviction and it knows what truth is. And, when I followed all of those beliefs, thinking that money wasn't spiritual, and you're not supposed to focus on it, and even when you have it, you're supposed to give it away, and like all of the stuff that has a little bit of truth in it, but to the way that it was so twisted, it became warped. And anything warped is not spiritual. So today we're going to go back to truth and what is spiritual. And the truth is, it's not even about the man or the money anyways. Those are just the fruits of the Spirit. When we are clear on our purpose, when we are confident in who we are, when we absolutely believe in God's favor and unlimited possibility, and that we came here to be bright lights, to bless the world and to be generous in giving. To seek first the kingdom of heaven, and then all of these things will be added unto you. And so it's not about not focusing on these desires. I just want you to know, and I just want to level this playing ground here, that you are meant to live life in absolute abundance in every area of your life. And that includes relationship, and that includes money. And so to whatever degree we need to heal the brokenness, the despair, the trauma, the deprivation, the jail that either other people have put us in or that you have continued to live in and put yourself in, we're breaking free today. We are letting go of those chains. We are getting out of any form of bondage. We are claiming our truth. We are in charge of our lives, and we are aligning with the unlimited creator of the universe to do so. We're no longer the ones pulling the flowers open and making it happen and getting so angry and bitter that we're just going to force our will onto other humans and life and clients and money and men and the whole thing, because that doesn't turn out pretty, as if any of us have tried it, knows all too well. Doing it without God, it's so dark. It's such a mess. It's so heavy, not to mention futile, right? Like, I know the times where I've just been like, really, God, you're not going to show up in my life. I'm just going to go on a date with this guy. Or really, I'm just going to go launch that program. You're not going to show up. Well, then I'm just going to go and show you. Yep. I'm pretty sure I ended up paying for those dinners on those dates. I'm pretty sure I ended up brokenhearted and crying into some form of a microwavable popcorn bag at the end of that night. I'm really positive that I never worked harder and was more miserable to make less money. Yeah, so I'm not going to return to all the stuff that doesn't work. And it doesn't work without God. And you don't have to do this on your own. What you do get to do is return to the truth. And I just want you to own this and feel this in every fiber of your being. And if you need to borrow my faith today, then that's okay too. Because I am reaching out my hand to you. I know what it is to just need a hug. I know what it is to need an outstretched hand. I know what it is to just think that I don't have anything in me to get up today. And I needed someone else to say, Gina, here's my hand, and it's time to get up. It's time to get up. It's time to remember that you are loved. It's time to remember that you came here for an important purpose. It's time to remember that he who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it. And it's time to remember your life was not meant to be a struggle all the time and not in this way. So truth lets us be healed. Like we get to say, you know what? I'm asking for a healing. I'm asking to surrender my ideas. I'm surrendering my fear. I'm not giving up, but I'm giving it over to you, God. I clearly don't have the vision. I clearly don't know how this can happen, how I can find the right man or find the right clients or make the money or figure out the subject line. I got nothing. So I'm going to get myself out of the way and I'm going to ask. Because in my soul, I know that ask and it is given. And so I am asking. I'm asking for your will to take priority in my life. I am asking to be guided. I am asking for you to delete and extinguish my bitterness, my resentment, my jealousy, my fear that it's never going to happen for me or not at the level that I really crave. I'm going to get myself out of the way and ask you to fill this space. Fill my mind, fill my heart, fill my love tank, fill my bank account. And all the reasons why I'm looking for all the love and the money, and I'm going to start looking to you first. And I know that anytime that I look to have something else fill what's meant to have your spot, it's going to leave me broken. It's going to leave me miserable. And in this moment, I'm done with broken. I'm done with miserable. I'm done with feeling left out and feeling left behind. And in this moment, I choose to remember that you love me. I choose to remember that I am loved. And you can say it out loud with me. I choose to remember that I am loved. I am loved by the creator of the universe. I am loved by God. I am provided for by the creator of the universe. I am provided for by God. And to the degree that I am not seeing it or experiencing it, I get myself out of the way. Because I remember in this moment, on the spiritual level, it's already done. I remember in this moment that this is not about blame, but I have some hand in the blocking of my blessing. And I'm not going to wallow 1 second longer. I am just opening up to the abundance. I am opening up to my rightful partner coming to me. I am opening up for the relationship I'm in to be restored. I am opening up to financial relaxation. But mostly what I'm opening up to is being led by God. Because I know that when I am being led by God, all of those things come into place. This is my birthright: abundance, peace, prosperity, belief, hope, love, power. This. And when I focus on these blessings, I feel different. When I feel into receiving these blessings, these fruits of the Spirit, I am grateful. I feel in this moment my ultimate destiny already manifested and already being done on the spiritual level. And now I claim it on the physical level also. And to claim it on the physical level, I feel the vibration of the desire. And the desire, first and foremost, is to be led by God. And then when I get that leading, to say yes to it in faith. Now, there may be some cleanup that needs to happen for the new to come in. And that's all right. That's more than all right. That might be a hallelujah chorus, because I'm guessing, because I know what it's like in my life, there are seasons that need to end, and I have held on too long, right? It's like staying in that relationship too long, staying with that particular type of client too long, keeping a team member that's not a vibrational match on too long, just staying with the identity of how you're supposed to show up in the world too long. There are different seasons in life. And you may, to bring in the new, need to really acknowledge what season must come to an end. And coming to an end is never bad. When spring ends, it's summer. When summer ends, it's fall. When fall ends, it's winter. When winter ends, it's spring. And the cycle keeps going. And I promise you this, the new life is always, always better than the old. So we've just got to get more faith-based in shedding whatever we've outgrown, whatever's outdated. It's probably not that bad, because the stuff that's really bad, we can get rid of that, because we get a little more fed up and tired of that a little sooner. It's the mediocrity, ironically, that's harder to shed and harder to let go, because we're like, well, he's not all that bad. I mean, he has some good points, or this program isn't like, I don't hate it, or, this team member has like some good qualities, we women forget that we are queens. And to the degree that we settle because we think it has to be all bad, to say, thank you, next, later, this is complete, I'm done, moving on in love. We don't have to get all bratty about it. We don't have to get all mean girl about it. We get to be the queens. We get to say, I'm complete. I'm finished. I'm done with this. So I invite you right now to find what thoughts, behavior, people, experiences, whatever it is, that it is time to complete with. Time for this season to end. So that all those big, big dreams in your heart that ultimately have to do with your calling, and then by definition, then have to do with men and money, that there's going to be a wide, wide open road for them to just come in like a flood, to just surround you with this much love and abundance and joy that just fills you up with that passion, so that you're not just smiling where there's no joy, and you're not just pushing through another day, but you are delighted to do your dance. That's what's meant for you today. That's what's meant for you. As you reposition the characters and what you've been placing first, place God first. And as you let one season come to an end, one thought system, belief, set of actions, numbing it out, whatever it is, you let all that vibrational stuff complete. And you make room for you being the great blessing that you are, being greatly blessed, and showing yourself, your kids, this world, what it looks like to let your light shine. So let us pray. Dear God, thank you. Thank you that you are God. And thank you for this reminder today that we don't have to do it all, that we don't have to figure it all out, that we can ask. And when we ask, it is given. That we can ask for your blessing, that we can ask for more than enough, that we can ask for a beautiful alignment in relationship. Relationship with all things and everyone in our life. our relationship with money, our relationship with men, our relationship with food, our relationship with the world, our relationship with our bodies, our relationship with our children, our relationship with life. Fill us with your passion. Fill us with your joy. Fill us with your clarity and your confidence. And also fill us with your righteous thinking about financial abundance, how we're meant to create it, how we're meant to be a blessing in other people's lives as a result of it, how we're already worthy and deserving. And fill us with your rightful thinking about relationship. We don't need to settle. We don't need to sacrifice it. We don't need to be in lack. The sacrifice has already been taken place. The prosperity is already there for us. Let us look up and see you and see your truth and see your abundance and simply say yes. Yes to receiving. And so it is. And so it is. Did you love the episode as much as I did? I hope so. I hope that you're feeling filled up and that all your dreams are possible and that you absolutely have what it takes to do this. And I am here for you. I'm here on your journey. And I just want to make sure that you are constantly supported with all things Queen, high vibe, positivity, spiritual superpowers, and all the things. So if you have not already gotten in on the free companion course to my book, my book is The Audacity to Be Queen, The Unapologetic Art of Dreaming Big and Manifesting Your Most Fabulous Life. You can get my book. I'll leave the link in the show notes. But I also have a free companion course. Whether or not you get the book, this course is meant to just support you with really taking a look at who you are and how you can get to where you want to go. So you can check it out at divineliving.com/audacity, divineliving.com/audacity. That link will be in the show notes as well. Like I said, it's completely free. There's videos, there's workbooks, there's a Facebook group. So get in on this good free content, share the link with your friends, and enjoy. All right, my beautiful. I hope that you have loved this episode and it has been a blessing in your life. And if you could use a little extra love and support in sisterhood, I want to invite you to join me in my global community in the Audacity to Be Queen free companion course. This is completely free. And when you go to divineliving.com/audacity, you're going to get meditations, you're going to get videos, you're going to get workbooks, you're going to get Q&A call replays with me. It's just a whole bunch of positive programming completely for free. I want to make sure that you have this love in your life. So go get it now at divineliving.com/audacity.